Not banners. Yeah, banners, right? For 30 seconds.
No, not brand.
Brand, yeah. Let's get the point. Hey, guys, happy Sunday, and welcome to another episode of Big Mike and Little Ant. We are doing What If. We are back for our What If reviews, episodes 3 through 5. If you remember last week, we did Shang-Chi, and we talked about we'll do episodes 3 through 5 this week. So, of course, I'm Big Mike, got my guy, our co-host, Little Ant. What's up, baby?
I'm on location today, man.
I see. It happens sometimes, right? You know.
Yeah.
But the cool thing with technology, no matter where you are, we can always do the show.
Oh man, this is like what I always wanted, man. Because we wanted to always do everything together, but the world just is not going to work like that all the time. So nothing stopped us from making content.
Yeah, well, listen, you're moving to Florida in a couple of years, so it's good to be able to know we can do this no matter what.
Yeah, right? Don't stop.
yeah, definitely. But you want to bring in our guest that we have for the day, man?
Yeah, guys. So this is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that you all come to know and love. I like to call him the comic connoisseur, Dave.
Yo, I like that. I like that comic connoisseur. I like that, man.
Dave and I had a back and forth about our knowledge on Facebook the other day.
We sure did. Oh, we sure did. That thing got hot.
Yeah. It did get hot.
Comic books?
Yeah, comic movies, the whole thing.
You want it real quick before we get into it? Just
go ahead. Give us a synopsis. Yeah.
So he sent me a link from Screen Rant saying that the 10 Rings is stronger than Stormbreaker and probably one of the most strongest artifacts ever. Okay. And I was like, you bugging if you think it's stronger than Stormbreaker. Like, okay, I understand the rings, but one, we don't know nothing about them. Two, Screen Rant, they just operate on opinion. And he's like, yeah, but, you know, they do this, they do that. Mike still ain't answered my question, by the way, Mike. What could the 10 Rings do that Stormbreaker can't? I named some things that Stormbreaker could do that the rings can't, but you never.
What? I think Stormbreaker.
Oh, yeah. Yo, you could travel between dimensions, between Asgard and Earth. You can open the Bifrost at any time, cut off Thanos' head. You can open a beer. Like, what do the 10 Rings do other than just shoot energy?
Open a beer. Did you just see them not freaking
remember when he broke it open?
Destroy the most fiercest dragon like ever just now or whatever. Oh, those rings can do freaking everything, bro. And whatnot.
Regardless, man, we'll save that for possibly another show, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We got fish. We got 3 fish to fry.
Let me just say the rings look cooler. I say
that's true. That's true.
Everybody said that until Thor arrived in Wakanda. Everybody said that there, right? And then when Thor's entrance to Wakanda is the greatest superhero entrance ever, man. But you know, it is what it is.
Well, moving on forward, man. We'll get to something about Wakanda too, and it's What If episode 3 through 5 review. But let's get right into it, man. So we left off on episode 2 on our review. So Anthony be good because he watched them all pretty recently together and whatnot. So
did I. I watched them this morning.
Oh, nice. I had to get a reminder from him actually. So episode 3, man. That was the episode where it was actually a part of what was called Fury's Big Week in the MCU. And I don't know if everybody knew this or not, but the Hulk,
Iron Man 2?
Yeah, Hulk, Iron Man 2, and Thor all took place in the same week. And a lot of people don't know that, but that's called Fury's Big Week. So basically, this was like a reenactment of that, but with the What If special sauce on there, let's just say. And in this one, starts with Iron Man 2, where we see Iron Man at the Big Donut and whatnot, and the whole scene with Black Widow. But this time, when they give him the serum to cure his heart issue, then he dies. So what y'all think of this episode and that first scene with the whole Iron Man part of it? Dave, what do you think about that?
Yo, so if you remember our last podcast on the What Ifs, I wasn't too excited with all the comical nature they were taking the thing. I said specifically that the What Ifs I remember were darker in nature. That the decisions the decisions they highlighted didn't always have great consequences.
Right.
This is what I was talking about. This is the what ifs I grew up with.
They gave you what you were asking for.
Yes,
man.
Thank you, Kevin Feige. Thank you, yo. Because this is the what ifs I grew up with. Buying running the comic store every Tuesday. This was an awesome episode, man. I can't wait to get into it, yo.
They were like, hold up, what did Dave just say? Kevin Feige said, oh, we got him.
Yeah, don't worry, Dave. Relax. He's like, relax, Dave. Wait till episode 3.
All right, so let's get into it, though. How about the first scene when Iron Man dies after the whole getting well, from what you know, they gave him the serum, and they saw he died, and they blamed Black Widow for it. What do you think about that whole thing?
Oh, that was it was a nice start to it. I didn't expect Tony Stark to just plop over dead.
Right.
You know, I expected, if anything, I expected his armor. If it was something inside the shot to detect, oh, sir, you've been injected with whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I like how they left the mystery right from the rip, just had him keel over and have Fury automatically think Black Widow poisoned him, which I was thinking too, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was a nice way to set off the episode. You killed basically pretty much the most iconic character right there. You know, you killed him right off the rip. So I mean, right there, the whole episode was spiraling out of control for me, and I was like, "Yo, this is gonna get good. This is gonna get good." So,
and how shocked were you at that part, Anthony?
Man, I was shocked. I was shocked. I'm a nitpick a little bit. I usually don't nitpick that much, but I was shocked, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And it just set up. I think I don't have much more to say than Dave did, besides my little nitpick, but it set up the because I know we got 3 to get through, so I'll keep that short.
Yeah.
Episode up right, because you don't really know what you're getting, right? You watch What If, you're like, all right, I don't really know what's going, because I don't look too deep. Like I don't want to know anything. I just press play. All right, cool. And I was like, wow, I set up the episode good. What I will say though, episodes 1 and 2, I thought they did a really good job at drawing people and also using the voice of people, even if it wasn't their real voice. But I was a little disappointed with Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, me too.
And Widow, I was like, she don't even sound like her. Like later on, I was like, I guess I was getting used to her, and I guess maybe the actor was trying to mimic her. But in the beginning, I was like, 1, it didn't look like her at all. No. I feel like, who was drawing this? And 2, try to sound like her. But later on in that episode, I was like, I guess I could kind of hear her trying to use her tone of voice or whatever. But yeah.
No, I actually kind of agree with that. I didn't think sound like Scarlett at all. I think I agree. I think the drawing, even like overall, was much better episode 1 and 2. So I don't know if they switching it per episode. I don't know how that's going. But I mean, I do get that they couldn't get everybody back, and obviously we know what's going on with Scarlett now. Probably why she didn't come back to do it.
That's probably why they did it so dirty. That's probably why they did it so dirty in that one.
I'm fine with. So look how they did Chris Evans, right? Man, the art. Great. He looked like him. I thought it was him. I was like, not him. I was like, man, that was bravo, right? You could try to sound like somebody, you know?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, they could have got somebody to try to sound like her.
It a little like when the episode got a little deeper in, I was like, you know what? All right. So I just felt like, you know, but I'll leave that was my.
First of all, they got a person who's a real actress to try to do her. They all they gotta do is put out a casting call and say, somebody sound like Scarlett Johansson. They'll find 100 people.
You know what it is? You know what it is though? With actors, what makes actors or what makes them memorable in their roles is their mannerisms. You can copy a voice, but you really can't copy mannerisms.
You can.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't copy the way Scarlett Johansson would say a line.
No. That's what's called good acting. That's what when you have to think about it. When people have to play roles like historic roles and people, they watch film and footage and listen to that person and study that person. And that's your job to try to mimic. Like you don't have how many movies ever. You get somebody. Listen, you got to watch all the. You got to study that person. And
what I'm saying is a testament to Scarlett. Is that she pulls off the black? You can't just stick it. This is one of those proof positive things. You can't. I want
to stick on this, but what I was saying was, you can find 100 people on TikTok right now who could do her voice. Honestly, like
who could do her voice, but not carry her mannerisms. It's different. It's like I can find 1,000 people to do Donald Trump's voice, but there's only a few that'll be able to get the mannerisms of the shit he says down.
Look at the Aries dude that do Jay-Z and do DMX and all those people. You damn near
he's
and he's
extra talented, bro. He's superbly talented.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah,
moving on. So speaking of Scarlett, speaking of her, how about the scene where Fury, as we see, hands her something, and she goes in the back of the well, first of all, we saw what's his name, Dave Crossbones, whatever.
Oh yeah, Crossbones. Yeah.
We saw Crossbones taking her in, which was a nice Easter egg, I guess. And then we see that she actually escapes. Now I don't know how the hell she got out the truck. However,
yeah, I was like, okay, this is some sorcery right here.
But
about that though, Mike, I will say this. The truck swerved, and then when he came and opened it, she was gone. I'm thinking while the truck was swerving, she got out. We don't know how, but they didn't. Don't get mad that they didn't show her getting out and she was gone. Just know that she probably got out when they showed the truck swerving, and then she opened the door and got away. I was like, all right, I'm cool with that. But because he didn't make it like he opened the door and was like, oh, how did she get out? He just was like, oh, she's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's definitely an A team, that one.
Yeah.
What about her beating up all the guys inside the truck?
That was dope. I mean, that was dope. That was a nice little scene too. Again, it's something that Black Widow would have done in a movie. They would have pulled that off as well. I also want to harken what Ant just said. I like the fact that they didn't show, because this whole episode was about maintaining a mystery and keeping you guessing.
Yes, it was a murder mystery, which I think was new. But the MCU should have a murder mystery. That'd be dope, actually.
Yeah, well, this was it. I think this was it.
I mean, like live action.
Like a live action. Oh yeah.
And part of them not showing her get out was the mystery of, well, is that really her?
Yeah, exactly.
It still had like, all right, hold on, what's going on?
I ain't gonna lie, I was half expecting Skrulls to be in this episode.
Oh wow!
I ain't gonna lie, because if you start killing off the heroes, it's what they were doing in Secret Invasion. So I was like, oh wow, it's gonna get some Skrulls. We're gonna get the Skrull Secret Invasion, but no, that was my explanation for her getting out of there, is that she shapeshifted into another one of the guards.
Well, let's move forward to New Mexico, which shows the Thor when he first arrived, and right out of the movie theater, even with the Hawkeye on the a lot of people don't remember that Hawkeye was in the first Thor.
Yeah, I know.
It was a very small scene and whatnot. But talking to Fury, the Coulson Easter egg, which I always love Coulson in there.
Yeah.
And he has that comedy that's always good. And stuff like that. But then we see Thor try to get the hammer, and Hawkeye supposedly kills him and stuff like that. And then they go and they go to interrogate Hawkeye, and then he's dead. So we thought of the whole New Mexico part up to that point.
There, Dave. It was good, man. You know what? I think what was good is because it was what we seen before, right? They set the scene, but then just switched it. I will say this. So we could kill Thor with a bow and arrow?
That's what I said. I was so mad about that or whatever.
When he's human, when he was human, without his powers, why not?
He's never human. He's a god regardless. He doesn't have his hammer. He was still not human.
He got knocked out from getting bumped by a truck, bro.
He could get knocked out, but not killed. I'm surprised he died. I'm sorry.
Yo, they were able to stick him in his ass with a fucking needle. So if a needle could stab him in his ass and knock him out against the glass like in a hospital room.
All right, so anyway, Thor.
I think an arrow could penetrate him.
All right, so Thor.
All right.
They lock Hawkeye up, and then I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." And the whole time you're like, "Yo, so who is doing it? Did Hawkeye really?" Because really? I'm thinking like, I never miss. Bro. What you mean? I just seen you let go. Like,
I was confused by that too. I'm like, I started thinking maybe Hawkeye is that. He's just trying to play like he ain't do it. Like,
so at this point. You guys still had no idea who was doing it then.
My compass was spinning, bro. The whole episode, my compass was spinning. I didn't know who was what.
Whoever figured this out in the beginning, bravos to them.
Right. I did not. Whatever I gotta say.
I think that's the cool thing with What If, because it's gonna take. We only could go off of what we know, but they're gonna spin it from what we don't know because they're making it up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's the beauty of it. That's why I love them comics, because it was a one shot. If you didn't like it, it was over by next week. Next issue was something a whole different story, yo. So
all right. Well, after Hawkeye does that, we see they go to interrogate him, and he's dead. So now you got to be really spinning at that point.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then they actually go. I want to talk to Ant about this. And one of his favorite movies, The Hulk. And they actually take a scene right of the Hulk, and she goes talk to. They bring Betty back or whatever.
Oh
the
yeah,
Hulk
yeah.
movies. Betty, General Ross. Where they at? Are they at Boston? I think. I'm not sure where they at. It doesn't matter. Oh, whatever. They're northeast.
The same exact scene. I was like, it's the same scene on like the
college campus,
Sky Bridge or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was, so they just switched what you seen before. I was like, yo, oh man, I was salivating.
Well, Betty wasn't in the Sky Bridge with him. In the movie, he was in there by himself.
Right.
Yeah, she was outside.
Yeah.
This one, she was in there with him.
No, she wasn't.
No, Black Widow. I mean, Black Widow was.
Yeah, Black Widow was. Yeah. Black Widow was. Yeah. Betty was still on the ground like she was.
Yeah.
But I thought it was dope to bring Betty back. I liked, even if you noticed the pizza jacket from the pizza place that was in the Hulk movie and stuff like that he worked at or whatever it was. And just the General Ross still after him and stuff like that. We're talking about the whole Hulk scene. Let me go with Ant, since that's his favorite.
Bro, that's my favorite Marvel movie. So
right,
just to have that cameo, to have this, I just got excited over it. I was like to my wife, just the scene, the Sky Bridge,
right.
I was just like, oh my God, that's from the. I paused it and everything. Some people think that's not part of the MCU. I'm like, even though it was Edward Norton, that's still part of the MCU.
It is
very, very loose, though. Very, very loose.
No, it ain't.
Like, yeah, it is.
No, it ain't. First of all, General Ross been in how many movies since then?
It's hardly, but the incident in New York has hardly been mentioned. Everybody says the incident in New York, like, oh my God, aliens. But bro, nobody's really acting like there was two giant creatures fighting in the middle of Harlem. Like,
I get,
I don't know about that. Or whatever.
Like, okay, put it like this, right? The events of the Hulk movie. Well, don't you think Iron Man would have already had a Hulkbuster armor or something like that built, being the fact he knows the Hulk's running around?
He was building it, and he finished it by Age of Ultron. What are you talking about?
He what? Yeah, he finished it by Age of Ultron. Look how long went between that. All right,
okay,
he wasn't called in prior, mind you. Tony's based in New York.
Okay.
All right, Stark Tower's in New York. So
no. Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 1 was still in California. He moved to New York after Iron Man 2. Yeah.
Hold up. Iron Man 2, he was in New York because they had Stark Tower. That's what they started the movie with him underwater fixing the pipeline to light up Stark Tower.
Oh, I think he's right. Yeah.
That's how they started the movie.
No, that was in Avengers 1. He was underwater fixing Stark Tower.
You know what? He's right. He's right. He's right. Iron Man 2.
I keep telling you, Dave.
He started off by jumping out of the plane, right? And Iron Man 2 to land at the expo.
Yeah, I keep telling you, Dave.
In New York. He landed at the expo in New York.
Oh, you're right. The expo was in New York. But he still lived in California because it got blew up in part 2. Remember? That's when
hold on. Do you think that in the comics that he turned on the news and saw Hulk rampaging on the campus, had his Iron Man suit, was like, I ain't going
to even, honestly, real quick, he didn't even want to be an Avenger at the Iron Man 1 and 2. He was still like on the fence, like doing his own thing.
But he still wanted to go he still wanted to go save people and fuck people up.
Did he?
Wasn't that what he was doing at the news conference, saying I am Iron Man?
No, because he still didn't want to be a hero. That's when Fury asked him to help. He was like, "No, I'm good. I want to do it."
Hold on, real quick. Let me say something. Here's the thing with comic books, right? We're quick to just take people. I always throw Superman there. We're quick to take people powers. Oh, well, Superman can't lose to Batman. No, you have to spin comic books based off of their personalities. So we just go off of powers, then Superman's killing everybody. But because Superman's a super good guy, he's not going to just kill you. So you got to take Tony Stark for Tony Stark, what Mike is saying. Like, but did he? Because he's Tony Stark. He's like, man, listen, I'm really like, come on. He ain't like, I'm Iron Man, so I'm saving everybody. He's like, man, listen.
It took him a while to get to that point.
On the TV. I can imagine Tony Stark turning on the TV and seeing the Hulk rampage and throwing tanks and shit. And he looked at his Iron Man suit and be like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here.
Remember, he was still a playboy. He wasn't with Pepper really yet. He was still knocking off chicks left and right. He was different Tony or whatever like that. He had the good thing about Tony, he had a whole arc in the whole MCU. He went from this person to that person. Now back to what you're saying. I feel like it is a canon a lot because look at Ross, who's in all the movies, and he came from the Hulk movie from the beginning. And even in Avengers 1, Ruffalo mentions that he tried to kill himself, but the Hulk spit it out, and that's a deleted scene from the original Hulk movie. Yeah, exactly. In the beginning and whatnot.
It's a deleted scene, and here's what's cool. I'm such a fan that they made a game based off of that Hulk, and that happens in the game, but it was a deleted scene on the DVD. Yep,
it definitely was. But anyway, back to What If. So speaking of Hulk, go ahead.
In the house, he gave a lot of good feedback last week, so I just see he popped.
I didn't even see it. I gotta go back to the comments or whatever. Let's see. What's up, boys? What's up, Chris?
What's going on, man?
All of What If episodes have been strong. The animation is top notch, and the stories are pretty creative. I can't wait to see more. Marvel Studios can't go wrong. We definitely agree.
Yeah,
100%.
The same DC you talking about.
I think it's 4 episodes left, actually. So RIP though for the Hulk. They actually did kill the Hulk, and we still didn't know who it was at that point. So let's
talk about the death.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Yes. What you thought about the death, Anthony? What you thought about the death?
That was kind of weird. I was like, dang, they made him like grow and blow up. I'm like, that's really brutal. And I was like, damn, they put my man out like that. But I guess, how would you really kill the Hulk that's invulnerable? So that was kind of clever that he just kept growing till he exploded. I guess I was cool with it. I thought it was weird. I was like, wait, what's happening to him? Just to show him getting bigger and bigger. I was like, wait, what? And then just boom. Well, I thought everybody's gonna have green stuff all on them, but maybe that would have been a bit much.
Dave, how you felt about the death?
I thought it was kind of that one was kind of mailed in. To take a guy whose ability is to grow and to kill him by growing is just right. It was a little weird. I figured they could have used it being a little more inventive. Mind you, I'm speaking from hindsight, already seeing the end episode. Right. So I thought they could have been a little more inventive. At this point, though, again, I was still doing circles because I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know what caused him to blow up. That also made me think that it also might be a Skrull issue, or someone's killing Skrulls, or something. I kept thinking Skrulls the whole episode. I'm sorry, I don't know why. Because I've never seen it. I've never seen the Hulk just go out that easy. Period.
All right.
You never seen nobody do that to him either, Dave.
Huh? You said what?
You never seen nobody do that to him either.
That's true, but again, at the time I saw it, I didn't know what happened. I just saw people shooting them. And refresh my memory. Did Abomination show up?
No.
Okay. So yeah.
No.
So to see regular military chip them up and just blow up, boom. I was like, whoa, what the hell?
I wonder at that point in Ross's mind, did he think that they did it, or like what was his thought process?
No, he thought he went back there. Yeah, you see what I did? Yo, all I know is if I'm a soldier, I'm gonna be like, I got him, guys. That's the first thing I'm doing. Yo, I got him.
Remember, he told him not to shoot at first, and then somebody shot. So
but then, you know what? Whenever he blew up, I'm gonna be the one claiming that I took that shot.
I know, right? That was me.
That was my bullet that did that. Yo, for real, yo.
All right. So we go back to New Mexico, and Loki shows up along with all the troops from Asgard, which I've never really seen them all together that much, except for in Ragnarok against Hela. But all the troops from Asgard. He's got Lady Sif with him. He's got the other, what's the name of that crew? Thor's crew? I forget the name or whatever like that. But he's got them with him.
Warriors 3, yeah. The
Warriors 3. He's got the Warriors 3, Lady Sif, Loki. Loki is like there to avenge his brother at first. I thought it was pretty dope, actually. Stuff like that. And
I thought it was kind of weird because Loki's always hated him. Loki's always hated Thor. Right?
Okay, and then he
Thor die would make him happy.
Well, hold on. That's so the Fury and him had this conversation. About what happened, and then he ultimately give him 24 hours to find out who actually killed him. So go ahead, Dave. You thought it was weird? Go ahead. Finish up. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I thought it was very weird. This is when I first started thinking that something was up, and I started getting off the skates a little bit because I'm like, wait a minute. Now this all could be possible to be a Loki scheme.
Didn't they have a love-hate relationship, him and Thor? Like it wasn't all hate, was it?
I think it was all hate. I think basically all Loki ever wanted was the crown. That's it. He knew he couldn't beat Thor, so if you can't beat him, you might as well join him. So that's why he's always been like somewhat okay with Thor, but he always wanted Thor's spot. So I can't imagine a normal MCU version where Thor dies and Loki's all like distraught and shit. Now, yes, because he had that hero's turn. But before that, during the events of all this, Fury's big week, nah. He set the destroyer to kill everybody. Like, even without nobody killing Thor.
But what if once Thor died, wouldn't Odin send?
Didn't he send the destroyer to kill Thor to begin with?
Who?
Loki.
No, I'm talking about Odin. Wouldn't Odin send Loki and Asgard troops to like, yo, go find Thor and avenge him and stuff like that?
Right.
I don't know. I think Odin was a little more because Odin didn't even want no smoke with fucking Jotunheim. So I don't think Odin was that kind of ruler that's gonna come there and just kill everybody.
What?
Yeah, I don't think he's that kind of ruler that's gonna come to Earth and just kill everybody.
Remember how they said him and Hela was to go just take over worlds and shit like
that? That was before he changed. He managed Hela to hell. So
go ahead and jump in there.
Sorry.
Whatever.
Thank you, man. But Thor means so much more, right? To the prince of Asgard died. Like, come on, man. You're not just gonna take it on chin. But let me get away from debating with you, Dave. I think one cool thing they did with the writing is they threw that in there because yes, we don't think Loki would want to avenge Thor. So it almost made you, like you said, Dave, was this like, okay, is Loki behind everything then? Because like, I'm like, dude, who is behind this? And so that would insert in your brain that maybe Loki has something. Maybe Loki's the one killing everybody, and he's trying to make it like he wants to avenge Thor, which we probably think he wouldn't. So maybe he did this. I think they threw the writing in there for that.
Yeah, I just thought it was dope to have the whole Asgard troops there, and with Sith and the Warriors 3, and for Loki to show their power and how scared Fury was. Like, yo, we ain't got nobody like this or whatever like that. So I just thought it was pretty cool. I mean, it's amazing how like Loki over time is becoming more and more powerful. I feel like where he was like looking less powerful in the original Avengers and Thor 1 to where like now to go back, it's like he got the whole Bifrost. I mean not Frost, the Frost Giant's power. He should have used that shit in the fucking Avengers. I don't know what he was holding on to it for. Whatever like that. So it's like,
well, we saw that. We saw the artifact in the treasure room, the casket of Ancient Winters. That's what that's called. We saw it in his treasure room. He just never. I'm surprised they never used it either.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Because he's the only one that can control it in Asgard because he's from the Frost Giants.
Yeah.
Like that. So, your boy, Mr. Urbanwell, he just passed it through.
Oh man,
what's up, Mr. Urbanwell? How you doing, buddy?
What's going on?
So, all right. So anyway, he gets through 24 hours and whatnot. Widow's still on her search, so now she wants to go to the library. This would have became to me like a freaking horror movie and shit like that.
Yeah.
So Widow goes on the computer. She's found out somebody already logged into the computer. And the shield, and it was Janet. Was Janet or Hope? I forget.
It's all about hope.
It's about hope.
Yeah, it's about hope. Yeah,
about hope. Yeah. But it was Janet's login. I think it was an old login and stuff like that. So it was all about hope. And then all of a sudden she gets like, here's a noise, and then she gets killed, and we don't know who it is. So Dave, what do you think at this point?
That right there put me back on skates again, because I'm like, yo, hold the hell up. I'm like, so you got to remember, she was like the principal detective,
right,
running around trying to solve all this, her and Fury, right? So I started thinking at first it was her that was involved in all this, and it was going to be that big turn at the end. Hi, it was me, like. And to see her possibly get murked, I had suspicions about it because you never actually saw her die.
Mm-hmm.
Like they showed the Hulk die, they showed Thor die, they showed every one of them die except for her. So I'm like, yo, this is her scheme now. This is her scheme. She's faking some shit to make Fury make it sound like she's dead so she can surprise Fury later. I thought it was a little. Again, I thought it was just dragging out the mystery and keeping us in the dark. This episode, if it did anything, it kept me in the dark for almost the whole damn episode.
All right, Dave. I mean, Ant, what you thought about that part where she gets killed in the library?
Same thing with you. I thought it was like horror, like to go elaborate with her. She was getting thrown all around.
Yeah.
And grabbing her. You're like, wait, what is going on? Like, what could it be? What type of powers is this? Is it it was really, really like Dave said, it just kept me in the dark. But I was still glued in, and like he said, they didn't show her body, so I was like,
they didn't show her death.
They didn't show her death. Yeah, so I'm like, could it still be her? Like, it left me it was a mystery. It was a good mystery. But then when they had the whole it's hope, it's all about hope, I was like, hold on. So I think they made it like, okay, she did die, you know, or she really was dead. It wasn't her. So you could take her off the table, like, okay, she did get killed.
Okay. And then you know, she got the message over to Fury. It's all about hope, and that's when he, I guess, kind of figures it out. He goes to where Loki has set up at and talks to the Destroyer. Let's go see Loki, and then we get the scene at the graveyard, right, where Fury talking to Hank Pym. What goes to see?
Well, no, we actually skipped. You actually skipped because he went to go meet. He went to go meet Loki again. He figured it out after Widow. He went to go meet Loki again. Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
right,
so they was where Loki set up at and Destroyer. Remember, we talked to Destroyer first. I'm going to talk to your boss or whatever like that. And then we get to, like I said, to the graveyard scene, and we see Fury talking to Hank Pym, where Hope Van Dyne's casket, the whole band Janet Van Dyne's casket and stuff like that, and then we see it's like a crazy ass Hank Pym and shit that we're not used to right now, and how the whole, and then we see the rest or whatever. We're talking about that whole part or whatever, how the whole thing played out.
Go ahead.
It was so I was a little confused, you know, when they was fighting, and I was like, yo, so Fury got powers. You know, like when Fury first did it, he flipped and landed, boom, and I was like, wait, what? And then he's teleporting and stuff. I'm like, yo, this Fury got, like, what is going on here? So that messed me up as I'm following the rabbit hole, and then I'm like, well, first of all, it hit. I was like, wait, is Hank Pym? I was like, oh snap, because the what if is cool, throw things at you, right? And so, but they make it make sense based off of who characters are and who they are involved with. So I liked it. I was in, but I'm assuming we're not getting to the end. So I was confused, like, how the hell is Fury doing all this?
Oh, okay, just real quick, Eric's girlfriend just texted me and said Eric is sick or whatever, so he's not able to attend. That's what it is, whatnot. All right, so just you know, hope you get better. Hope we'll see you next week.
Man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, not to end it, but Dave, how'd you feel about the reveal of it being Hank Pym? How about that part at the beginning?
No, we're not talking about the next part after this, right?
No. Just the reveal of Hank Pym being it. Yeah. I
thought it was very clever. I thought it was very clever by Marvel to pull somebody who nobody would have thought was responsible for all of this. If you would have gave me a list of Marvel characters to say, yo, rank them in like terms of suspicion, he would have been down at the bottom. So they got me there. I thought it was good. I thought it provided motive. And I mean, from that conversation, we kind of knew who was doing what at that point. The kind of the jig was up, so to speak. But yeah, I thought it was very good, right? I thought it was a nice conversation they had. It fleshed out the whole episode, got me from spinning around. Yeah, that was dope.
Well, let me say this one last thing, Mike. I don't know if you was gonna touch on it. How cool was it? They did the average mystery movie thing where they actually show how everybody died, and I was like, bravo! How he?
I was gonna say the whole reveal was cool, and I think for me, well, number one, it was Hank in a yellow jacket outfit, not the Ant-Man outfit.
I thought we were gonna get to the end. Yeah, I thought we were gonna get to the end. I was gonna discuss that for the end because I was gonna
already did.
I was gonna say Ant-Man. I was gonna say Scott Lang hadn't even come about yet. He's still in jail.
That's what I was gonna say. I think.
So why would you go with a yellow jacket outfit? You had your own outfit. What?
Well, he got two outfits. He got several outfits, I guess.
No, he didn't invent the yellow jacket. Darren Cross did.
In the comics?
In the comics, yeah. In the comics, he
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
He invented all of it. But this is based off the MCU and not the actual comics.
But they haven't got to the. Oh, I get your point.
Yeah. So in the MCU, basically, it was Darren Cross who invented the yellow jacket outfit. What's he doing wearing it? This is before the events of Ant-Man, if I'm correct.
I think to me personally, I think they're mixing up some of the comics and the MCU and these what if episodes, whatnot. Because they, you know, like you said in the comics, he invented all of it or whatever, both outfits and whatnot. Because wasn't Yellow Jacket like his alter ego, like his crazy alter ego?
He changed his name, yeah.
Right.
When he gave himself wings, he changed his name pretty much.
Yeah.
And then he started growing and shit. So,
but anyway, what Ann said about the whole reveal, I think what it did was because I think the Ant-Man movies like undersell how powerful Ant-Man is and stuff like that. And I think what this did was kind of show you how powerful that, especially Hank Pym's Ant-Man was in the comics, cartoons, and all of it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I thought it was good because it was Hank Pym who really created Ultron. It wasn't Tony Stark and whatnot.
He was the Earth's second superhero, really. After Captain America, it was Hank Pym.
Yeah.
He was active like during the 60s and shit. But then we find out about Black Cat, then we find out about where the soldiers running around doing shit. And who knows? At this point, who knows?
But Hank, all those things that they show, it makes you think that he could really do all the shit he really wanted to, because he can get small and big. And if he was really a bad guy, he would be a formidable foe. Actually,
it makes you wonder why Darren Cross wasn't such a formidable foe.
I don't think the technology is great, honestly. But anyway, to talk about the last part, the whole thing, the Fury being Loki instead, and then the reveal with that, and then Loki deciding to say, hey, well, hold on. Well, shit, since I'm here, I'm going to take over. Whatever. What do you thought about that part?
I'll jump in there. I thought that was good. So for Dave, that had a problem with Loki going to avenge Thor, well, I guess he wasn't really going to avenge Thor. And so that was like perfect, I
think he was at first, honestly. I think he's realized, like, why not?
I mean, you could look at it however,
Yeah.
Your interpretation, but that was bravo. I mean, the whole Samuel or Nick Fury flipping and all that stuff. I'm like, wait, what? And then he's teleporting, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And then it was just like cemented that, this is cool. And then I'm just gonna touch on the end. I was like, you know what, man? What if? Come on, man.
Yeah, I only not say that because of Sif and the Warriors 3. So are they like, Loki, let's take over the Earth? They're not bad people. Or did they go back to Asgard? Like, where are they at now? Or Loki's still on Earth or whatever like that. That's the reason I said that. But what are your thoughts on that whole thing, Dave?
I thought the same thing y'all did. That he just can't just like, okay, so let me make sure I get this right. Where was Odin? Odin was still alive supposedly during all of this, right?
Yeah, it should have been.
So it shouldn't have been Loki standing there declaring that he's going to take over the Earth. It should have been Odin, because when they went over just to start a fight in Jotunheim.
Listen to what Mike said. Mike said he did go to avenge Thor, but then he thought about it. So I think what Mike is saying makes sense. He went there to do a job, okay, and
they found that he could control this planet.
Who was the killer, and then he decided, well, he's bad anyway, or always want to be bad. He always want to rule and conquer something. So might as well. We got Earth's mightiest heroes aren't here. Thor isn't here to stop me. And like you said, well, Odin wasn't the one to really go and stop him. So then let me take over the Earth. Is Odin really going to come and stop me? From what you just said, right?
Odin went and stopped them from starting a beef with Jotunheim, just going to beat up a couple people. So I would think that if Loki travels to another planet and attempts to take it over, that Odin would be there to stop him.
Either he wanted to make them go take over or go get revenge for Thor. You just said he wouldn't do that, but now you're saying he would. Which one you want?
What you mean? Wait. I didn't say that he wouldn't get involved here. I didn't say that. No, Odin will not come to Earth and murder everyone on Earth because someone killed Thor.
He never wanted to do that in the first place, though. He wanted to find Thor's killer. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was Mike that was saying that he took over with Hela and he conquered all these lands.
He did do that.
But no,
that was before. That was the old Odin.
No, Mike is making a valid point, because we're just saying, let's stick to this. Okay, he told Loki to go find the killer. Right. Loki is on mind, so obviously Loki talking.
So he told Loki go find the killer of Thor, right?
Yes, that's all I'm saying.
So he found the killer of Thor. You think Odin's gonna be all right when you take over the rest of the planet now? All the innocents that.
No, but Loki, we seen Loki come down how many times?
Right, in Avengers, yeah. Right, yeah.
But Thor was there. That's why. It's because Odin knew Thor was there. He can't beat Thor. Loki didn't never show up when Thor wasn't around. Period.
Here's my thing. Hold on, before I know you get frustrated. But the episode ended with Loki just taking over. Odin still could be coming, right? Think about these what if episodes. They end without seeing the next part of it, stuff like that. So Loki could have did what he remember. Loki said,
well, based on the ending, then yeah.
Hold on, Dave.
Odin's a little late to the party.
Remember, Loki said it took me 1 day to take over the Earth. Had to make the Earth submit 1 day, 24 hours. So Odin could still be come on. All right, we got to go down there. Give him some time. It's been 1 day.
Let me say this, and now I'm done. Why would Loki not want to take over the Earth if There's no Thor, no Avengers. Why would he not? Why would he not? Dave?
He brings up a good point.
He does. I'll read it. He says,
Yeah.
They didn't say where Odin was. I think Loki got rid of Odin in a similar fashion to what he did in the Dark World, but in an open way for Loki to take the throne and whatnot.
Maybe. We could go enough.
Rabbit hole.
That's anyway. The best in the world, Matt, living in Arkansas. But
okay, thank you, Matt, for watching the show. Appreciate it. Thanks for commenting. Make sure you like it as well. All right, so let's move forward, man. That was episode 1. But how you grade the episode?
One question I asked both of you: the voices. Let me know. They had some really good voices. So who was real? Who was the real actors? Do you guys know? Because their voices was on point. Was Samuel Jackson?
I think it was Sam Jackson was real. Coulson was real. I think everybody who wasn't. I think the only person who wasn't real was Tony and Scarlett Johansson.
What about
who?
That sound just Hank Pym.
That was Hank. Yeah, that
was him. That was him. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was only Scarlett Johansson and Robert Downey Jr. That's it, and that weren't there. And if you notice, Robert Downey Jr. like Iron Man is getting like minimal scenes in his what ifs at all or whatever like that, probably because they can't get him or whatnot. But anyway, next episode I'm gonna spend a long time on because it really was just one person and one story. There's not a long time to do. The next episode was all about Doctor Strange and his journey, and another take on that. So basically, the what if part was what if instead of him going by himself to that awards banquet, he took the chick, what's her name? Kelly?
Christine Palmer.
Christine Palmer with him. And then they got in the same car accident, but she died. He went on his same journey, went to Carmeltage and became Doctor Strange. But with that journey, later on, Sorcerer Supreme, he decided to try to bring her back and cause everything to go crazy. So what do you think of the premise to set up?
About the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, the whole thing.
Thing. Dude, Dave said he wanted to be dark. They went dark. Like, man, she kept like all the way she was dying. I was like, dude, let me just back up real quick. What I will say is the what ifs are brilliant. They take 35 minutes and they make like a legit, it could be a movie. Like I'm watching this, like, why don't I just make live action movies this short? Just put a bow on it and be like, bam, there you go. Oh man.
I ain't paid $12 for no 40-minute episode. You bugging. I'll be mad as hell come out that theater.
But you know what though? I will say this though. For some reason, they're like 35 minutes, but they feel like a whole movie I watched.
Yeah, they're very condensed. They take out all the crap, all the training montages, all of that. They take all that out. Like all the strangers training and Comatage was like an hour in the movie. And it was like 8 seconds here. So they showed him doing a couple of hair signals. Next thing you know, man, Sorcerer Supreme. Like, he made it look easy. I want to go to Comatage. Like,
but they even showed the whole Apple scene with the
everything. Like, they just showed him doing everything, just like 8 seconds, man. That's why they're able to condense all that. And the fact they're taking advantage of the fact that we already know the story of how he does everything. That's what they're really taking advantage of, and they love it. I mean, you're right. They're fitting 2-hour movies into a 35-minute slot, but you can't do this for every character. Like,
all right. But anyway, all right. You already going into it. So the premise, the setup, what happens, and then of course, what happens at the end. So what do you think? What do you think about all of it all together? So.
I was all in. I kept pausing it and telling Sandy because she never seen Doctor Strange.
Really?
So I was like, she was like, oh, I want to watch it now. I was like, yeah, we got to watch it. Because I ended up going I took my boy to see Doctor Strange for his birthday when it came out. So she didn't go. And so she's never seen it. But yeah, man, I think the premise was good to switch up. Like, so all the other movies, we was throwing all the other what ifs, we throwing other characters in it, right? So they were able to keep this just grounded on him and what's happening with him. And so the setup was good. To take someone that you really love and switch it to that person is lost versus it was his hands and he's upset because he was one of the world's greatest doctors and now he can't be. I was just glued. Then to have him go against himself as the villain and like, oh man, and then to have Wong in it, to have the in it, like it was. Good, man.
Yeah, I agree. It was definitely good. You got to watch Doctor Strange with Sandy now. Let her see what it's all
Yes, you do.
about.
You have to. Yeah, you can't let somebody watch these without watching the whole
Yeah.
MCU. Like,
Yeah.
find out what else she hasn't seen before you see it. Find out what else she hasn't seen, man.
Everything with me. I want to say that might be the only because I happen to go without her, because of my boys. But she probably seen everything else.
Gotcha. And he's right. The Watcher actually spoke for the first time in this episode, and almost interfered actually. So I thought that was pretty dope. Dope too. Dave, man, go nuts. What are your thoughts about the whole thing, bro?
So the premise, right? So, a little bit of nitpick, mind you. I'm gonna say I love this episode. We didn't even rate the last episode.
We did.
I guess we'll do that at the end.
We'll go back. Yeah,
we'll go back. So this episode, so I understand you want. I think the real premise was he lost his heart instead of his hands, right?
Right.
What your doctor? All right, and again, I'm going from MCU knowledge. He didn't even believe in all this supernatural shit at first.
Right. I agree.
So he went down the path to find Jonathan Pangborn to tell him about Kamar-Taj to get there. So what makes him think that? Oh yeah, if she died, and now I'm just gonna go practice. I'm gonna go to Tibet and learn how to bring her back. Like,
wait.
I wish they didn't skip
See?
that. I wish they would.
No. You be adding stuff, Dave. He didn't go there to get her back. He went there because he was lost without her, and he went to, I guess, I don't know, find peace or whatever. And there is when it wasn't Tibet either, but there is when he, learned to be Dr. Strange.
If you look at the whole, I thought we were doing like the whole body of the episode.
We are.
The episode.
We are.
His whole reason for going there was to try to bring her back. Once he figured out that the spiritual energy that could bring her back, that's what he wanted to do. That was his whole goal. Period. Through the whole episode.
Because he was Doctor Strange for like a long time before he decided to try to bring her back. He was already living at the Sanctum Sanctorum or whatever when he decided that with Wong.
Yeah, already. Wong, and it was like, don't do nothing crazy because he was thinking about it. Yeah, you messing it up, Dave. You switching.
Wait, no, hold on. I am confusing it a little bit now.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, so let's start from the beginning of the episode.
All right.
He gets in the car and she's waiting for him. Or no, he pulls up. And she's already
picks her up. No.
He's already Doctor Strange.
No. He's already Stephen Strange.
He goes on the car accident.
Right.
They die. She dies. He comes out 18 in that shit. She dies.
Yeah.
Right? Because of that, he somehow finds Kamar-Taj?
No, because she died, he was lost without her.
Yeah, like anybody would be if they lost their girl or their wife. Okay.
Correct. He kept thinking about her, thinking about memories, stuff like that. He ran into somebody and said, here's a way to, I guess, find, find yourself or find your peace or whatever, like that or whatever or whatnot. He went there. Listen, though, he went there. He learned, like you said, the training. He got the Mind Stone. He does the whole battle with Dormammu, right? He does the whole thing. Becomes Doctor Strange. Now he's just chilling every day with Wong. Then one day, Wong's supposed to get some tea. He he tried to bring her back. He could have been did that. That's why he went there. But he didn't. That's not why he went there.
Well, no, it's because Wong told him every fucking day that he knew that he was going to cause an issue, that this was going to happen, that he couldn't change it. And this is the day he decided to go against him.
Realize that wasn't the reason why he turned to Doctor Strange. That's all.
Yeah, but anyway, moving forward. Keep going. Keep going with your thought on the episode.
Oh, so I thought that was just a little rushed on their end. They could have fleshed that portion of it out more. I understand you don't want to add characters, but that's what this what if is. The what if is you're supposed to add a couple of throwaway characters. If you remember the first Doctor Strange, you remember the black dude that was guarding the London? It was Daniel Drum, the black sorcerer.
The villain? Someone?
No.
Oh.
Remember Caecilius? Remember he took out he took out two of them, and there was one that was a black dude there.
Yeah.
And he killed him. Right?
Yeah.
That's Daniel Drum. That's in the comics. He's brother Voodoo.
Okay.
That would have been a perfect dude. He would have been the perfect character to bridge this because that's what he does. He goes back and shows okay. So regardless, I thought they had a wasted opportunity there. I count wasted opportunities. I give them points. Okay, they wasted that one there. They could have did this. They could have did that.
What about when he did try to bring her back on his own? Didn't work, and the whole start with the ancient one splitting him.
That was dope. That was dope. When the ancient one came back, I was like, yo, I don't. By the way, was that her or no? Was that Tilda
That was
Swinton?
Sandy. That was Tilda Swinton. Yeah.
Okay. So when she came back, I thought that was dope because I always liked her character. I thought it set up the premise very well. I didn't want to see an extended Dormammu scene of him just doing it over and over, but it turned out to be awesome. Of watching her die over and over and over and over again. Just the rational thought of me, like after like the second time she had died, right? I was of the mind where I'm like, yo, we're not going anywhere. Like if I'm Doctor Strange, the next time I go through this, we're not going anywhere. We're sitting in my house. Like that's what we're gonna do. So the fact that he let her die like 37 times, having to drive that car, I don't know.
But
that car is that dope to drive.
Hey, don't even think of that. They showed him not pick her up, and then the damn building got blew up or whatever. Like it didn't matter.
But I mean, to keep her by her side, he could have protected her, right?
No, the whole thing. It was like what's that movie? Like Final Destination. Like it didn't matter what you do, you're gonna die regardless.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because she went out to dinner and she just ended up croaking off dinner.
Yeah. And then the guy they went to the diner. Remember, the guy came in and shot her. Like it didn't matter what they did, she was gonna die regardless.
Yeah. So I thought that was awesome. That turned out to be dope. That was to me that was one of the it was very dark. It was one of the worst parts of Doctor Strange, one of the best parts of this episode. Because it was very, very, very dark subject matter. I loved it. I loved it. From there, I so wanted to see the tentacles again. Every time I see tentacles, I'm thinking Shuma Gorath. It seems like this is the second time, mind you, we see a monster with tentacles. All right.
I like the black dude who was guarding that ancient land or whatever. I thought he was pretty. I thought his character was good. He's
that's
a new character.
That's the character they could have made Daniel Drum.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's the one. But
anyway, he does go down a dark path. He's there for centuries, learning how to be, how to do this to bring her back. And then, listen, she gotta have the best stuff ever because he took centuries to learn how to bring her back. Okay, like he really, really, really loved her and whatnot. And that was kind of rushed too. I didn't see that much love between them in the movie or whatever.
Not at all. No.
But nevertheless, it does turn out that the Ancient One split them, and then, like Anthony said, he had to go up against himself. Yeah. And then he
looks scary, bro.
I thought was a dope fight. Clokey got killed, which made me upset. I like the cloak or whatever. And then the guy took over, and the episode ends. It's sort of like I was like, were you shocked when it ended? Any of you guys?
Yeah, I was shocked about the ending because you always expect the good guy to win. But I was hoping, again, from what I said the last podcast, I wanted it to be darker. This is exactly what happens in What Ifs. They in the comics, it's always presumed that the hero makes the right decision. So the What Ifs have to explain what happens when they make the wrong decisions. And this is perfect. Seeing the bad guy win, it's always been always likes a little flicker inside of me. I'm like, I love it. Sometimes I like watching the bad guy win. But to this extent and what happened and the destruction of the entire fucking multiverse, that was nuts. The Watcher coming to berate him and be like, no, wait, help you, no. Like, that was nuts as well. I'm starting to make me think that the Watcher is going to be more of a real life MCU character than this. And I think this is just his version of walking through different facets of reality, I guess, if you want to call it that. But I loved it. I love the episode, start to finish, pretty much, almost. Like I said, I have a couple things to nitpick, but it was fire, especially Anthony.
I think so. I watched both episodes back to back. I watched episode 3. I finished wrestling episode 4, right? And then I watched episode 5 today. So for me, Dave, watching it, not waiting a whole week. I just watched the last episode and where Loki took over. So it wasn't impossible for me to believe that the bad guy pretty much won, but technically he didn't win because he pretty much destroyed the whole world and screwed himself and still didn't get her. So I was like, man, it reminds me of, Dave? The Twilight Zone. Remember the Twilight Zone? Every episode just had like the worst ending, yo. You was like, damn, or Tales from the Crypt. Like the good guy was always like, what? But I thought that was cool. I thought I had those last 2 episodes, or those 2 episodes that we just discussed, it made me say What If is really good because it's not the candy coated, okay, yeah, la la la. Like you could get some crazy stuff to happen. So beginning to end, I thought this was a really good episode about Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll rate all three at the end then. All right. Then the next one, which should take us some time, is the Marvel Zombies, the most recent episode. And this episode was jam packed. Lots of action, lots of characters,
Comedy.
Comedy. It had everything possible. I think almost all the MCU was there except for Thor and whatnot. They could have used some Thor in their life or whatever. So, but anyway, so it starts off where with the whole scene with Hulk Banner getting sent down to Earth by Heimdall and falling into Sanctum Sanctorum, but this time nobody's there and whatnot. So he puts on a little Wong outfit or whatever, and then he goes outside and you see Ebony Maw and not Corvus Glaive. What's the other one? Anyway, and they're by itself. Hulk won't come out again, just like in the movie or whatever. I'm sure me Anthony mad. and then we see Tony, Strange, and Wong show up, and they do kill Ebony Maw, or they supposedly, but it's not what you expect. What do you guys think of that first part right there? Overall, and go ahead.
Well, first of all, just the fact that they take scenes from movies is cool. So you know me, when they put Banner on the screen, I'm like, all right, man, maybe they're gonna rewrite the wrong that they did. And to be honest, I watched this whole thing and I told myself, dude, I wouldn't mind. Like, you know how people always want Game of Thrones and redo Game of Thrones the last episode, or I wouldn't mind if they redid. They're doing an amazing job. If they redid Endgame, animated like this, and put the Hulk in it, I would feel justified. But anyway, so Hulk comes down just the way he comes out, and everything. I'm like, damn, this is pretty much Endgame. Wow, okay. Mm-hmm. And then the zombie stuff happened, and I'm like, yo. Now, what was throwing me for a loop was I figure everybody's going to be zombies, but you got Iron Man flying and shooting and using his blasters. I'm like, wait, what? But then it made me think of what was the Batista one called?
Day of the Dead. No. It's I know what you're talking about. The one where they're in Las Vegas.
Army of the Dead.
Yeah, Army of the Dead. Yeah.
Army of the Dead's was fully coherent, most of them. So anyway, the scene starts off. It's about zombies. And I was all in. It was good.
Okay. Dave?
My question was, what was Ebony Maw doing there again?
He was there to get the time stone.
Yeah.
From who? Zombie Strange? Zombie Strange, who didn't use the time stone?
Well, he was there. Episode? Well, he was there originally to get it from Strange. They know it was time when they got there.
All right, so I'm gonna preface this by saying that I'm an avid comic reader, man. Like, it's pretty much almost the only thing I've read. I haven't read a novel in years because of comic books. That being said, I never followed the Marvel zombie storylines because I didn't want to learn a whole new universe. That's what it felt like. You had to learn this whole new universe. I didn't want to do all that, so I just stayed away from those books. I stick to the mainstream stuff, right? So I've never really been. I can't say I've been a big Marvel Zombies fan, but when they came down. And I'm seeing Ebony Maw there. I'm like, okay, so where's Doctor Strange? The Sanctum's empty. Obviously, it's destroyed. If he's still alive, it doesn't happen. So he's dead. So what is Ebony Maw doing there? What's he looking for? If he's looking for the time stone, where was he going to find it? I didn't see Doctor Strange the whole episode. Did you?
Yes. What are you talking about? He was going to be there.
Where?
Okay. All right. So when Banner Hulk,
you got to remember here's one thing I didn't like too about the beginning episode: the lighting. In the beginning scene, the yellow light, the heavy yellow light coming through the buildings.
Okay.
You couldn't tell a lot of who was who and what was going on.
Right. So at the beginning, in that part, Tony comes through the portal created by Doctor Strange. Him, Wong, and Strange show up.
There you go. Okay. I didn't know where he came from. I just saw him appear, and I'm like, oh, okay. And once all the zombie stuff started happening, it just kind of went by the Bayside. But
they all would get it. But I've also watched the frame by frame part with by Eric and stuff too already afterwards. So, but you do see Strange, and Wong and Tony, and then they turn them into zombies. But then they go after Bruce Banner, and then
aren't they already zombies?
Not Ebony Maw. Somebody turned. They turned.
No,
Ebony
not Ebony
Maw.
Maw. That's what I mean. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tony and them turn them into zombies, and then they all go after Bruce, and then that's when Wasp comes and saves Bruce and whatnot.
Right.
And
then
Cape.
And was Cape there too?
No, the Cape.
Oh, the Cape. Yeah, the Cape. Yeah. Yeah, the Cape. Yeah, the Cape.
Iron Man was about to blast Bruce, and then the Cape went off his leg and yanked him and made him fall in space.
Yeah. And then Spider-Man comes and saves him. And then we get the whole backstory, how it all happened, which I like too. Again, they do a lot in 35 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
They show that Hank, when he went to get Janet conducted a virus down there in the quantum realm, and then got Hank, and they both brought it back, killed Scott at the time, we thought, of course, but then Hope got away. We all thought about the whole backstory of the zombies and whatnot.
Dude, you know what? It was kind of cheesy because, I mean, listen, who knows when all these zombie movies happen, right? One of the things you never know is how the virus got contracted. How did the virus get created, right? So this was cool, but cheesy at the same time. That really, so in the quantum realm, there was a zombie virus. All right, I guess we going with it. But
Dave, same thing, same thoughts.
My almost same thing. Well, I watched that and I'm like, oh yeah, they just what a cheesy way to like get the zombie virus. I thought it would have been better if you remember Winter Soldier in the beginning, Crossbones was trying to get that vial.
Yeah.
If they would have had that vial fall instead of Black Widow catch it and let that be the virus spread, because we still don't know to this day what was in that vial. It looked like pin particles, to be honest.
I think they were trying to give Hope some screen time. Like, she don't get a lot of screen time in the movies and stuff like that. Yeah, I think honestly, the last two episodes,
she still could have been. You still could have been part of the resistance.
I think they're really trying to give the Pims a lot of like love or something like that in this what if series or whatnot. So in the Van Dyne and stuff like that. But anyway, so we get the backstory and stuff like that. Then we go, and then Spider-Man is showing his tutorial on how to survive a zombie apocalypse. Okay, I see your thoughts on that right there and whatnot. But then you meet the whole crew who's still around though. You see Happy's still there. You see Sharon Carter, who are the humans, obviously. Okoye. You see Spider-Man, and who else was with them? Was that it?
No. Bucky.
Happy Hogan.
Oh yeah, Bucky.
Kurt from
Happy.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, Kurt. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, so that's it. And they got the trains and the bus suspended with the webs. How dope was that, though?
That was hot. Yeah, that was dope.
How you felt about the tutorial video? Anthony?
Oh.
No, Anthony.
What'd you say, Mike?
How you felt about the tutorial video he was giving and the whole, spider suspension?
Yeah, you know what? Think about it. If you got a zombie movie, it reminds you of Zombieland.
It did. Yeah.
That scene was from. So it was cliche. It was like, I feel like it wasn't necessary, but it was, because it's really cemented. When you wanted to, because Zombieland was like a zombie movie but silly. So doing that, it was like, okay, cool. We could make it dark, but at the same time, it's gonna work. Where you throw Peter in there, and Spider-Man is always funny. You can't have Spider-Man not being funny, right?
Yeah. Which, by the way, that was not Tom Holland.
That wasn't Tom Holland. No, it wasn't
Tom Holland. But he sounded really good. He was perfect.
Man, that's what Black Widow bothered me, episodes earlier, because it seemed like she didn't even try to sound like her in the beginning.
Yeah. So anyway, they all decide to go. They figured out with Bruce that there's a signal coming from Camp Lehigh, New Jersey, which is also a callback to all the Captain America movies and stuff like that. And they decided to try to catch a train to Camp Lehigh, New Jersey. Now, first of all, they go to Grand Central Station. You can't go to New Jersey from Grand Central Station. That was a lie right there. But anyway, you stole my shit. I was gonna say that. But that's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but never mind.
Yeah, and I know you knew that though already. So like that. So, but anyway,
that was one of my nitpick points. I'll leave it alone now.
I'm trying to think, what's the station that goes right into Manhattan? That like
Penn Station.
Is it Penn State? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Penn Station goes to Manhattan. They went to Grand Central, which you never get to New Jersey from there. Anyway, But anyway, they use that and they go to the train station. They gotta get the train started and stuff like that. Before that, though, we see it driving the van, and a zombie comes and they get big. Showing that they have a lot of the PEM technology with them, I guess, from Hope and whatnot. And then they decide to split up. And Spider-Man says we shouldn't split up. Okoye says why not? And then we see what happens. We thought about that whole train station sequence, guys. The whole thing.
That was dope. The way it played out, the way the whole thing played out, they started losing the people right from the rip, which is what I wanted to see. Like Happy was the first to go, obviously. I thought it was well written. I loved it, man. I loved it. Like, again, it took away that video. It made me almost forget about the last 5 minutes. I was like, okay, we'll just scratch the whole video, just wipe that from my memory, and we'll just start here. For me, this is where the story truly started. Right here. Okay. Their mission to get to Jersey to try to get the cure.
So you didn't like the video that Peter had?
I hated it.
So
it was so out of place, bro. It was so out of place. Like,
you ever seen Zombieland?
Huh?
You ever seen Zombieland?
Yeah, I've seen Zombieland. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay, but Zombieland was an entirely different feel from this. Like, okay, these are my heroes. Zombieland was some original IP. I'll take that. Like, here is like, whoa, come on, bro.
Did you not feel that that's pretty much they took the hero?
Exactly. They ripped it right off from there. Yeah, of course. I didn't, but the thing is, you said something before. You was like, yeah, Spider-Man always has to be happy. No, it's not always the case. As you'll probably see later on.
In the MCU?
In the MCU. He's not all he's not gonna be. Put it like that. I read a lot. I read thousands. I could say almost close to thousands of Spider-Man books over the years. Not always happy, bro. Huh?
Dave.
Have I seen him? Sorry, go ahead, man.
So far, what we've seen in Spider-Man in MCU, that wasn't the Spider-Man we got in this episode?
No.
All right, anyways. So for me, the video was cool because I like team movies. I like that setup. So that it was like, here's the players. Like, it reminded me of The Losers. The Losers is one of my favorite movies.
I love The Losers, bro.
And it was like, this is this person. This is this person. They had the dude in The Resident.
They could have did that, but they could have did that with them killing zombies or something like that instead of a stupid little educational video. Who was gonna watch this?
The video was like 1 minute long, bro.
Yeah, but who's gonna watch it?
Okay, anyway. So they do the video.
Mike, stop taking your fantasy, Mike.
I thought it was funny when Happy was like, Dave, I thought you were gonna get on this. He was like, blam, 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 blam. She was like, did you just say blam, blam? He was like, did I? And then he gets, it was violent. You see like the little thing stab in him.
Yeah, the hook, yeah.
I was like, whoa. That was pretty cool. And then when they reveal Hawkeye was back there, he shoots Carter, right? He shoots
Carter.
Back, like, damn, and she's pinned to the wall with an arrow. Right. I'm like, man, I just wanted to go in a little more detail in the subway. Man, that
and then Zombie Hawkeye shoots, mind you, he can't miss. Zombie Hawkeye from the dark got Happy, he threw the chest, right, with the thing and dragged him back. Then he stabs her in the shoulder and pins her to the wall. And
right, then but Zombie Hawkeye can miss. He's not regular Hawkeye. Zombie Hawkeye.
What I'm trying to say is he hit two moving targets, and then the target that's stationary stuck to a wall. He misses by like a
But
foot.
Again, it's a zombie version. It's not the regular version. So they don't have all their exact powers.
I wish that zombie version wouldn't be able to hit Happy the first time, but it's whatever. I guess he's good sometimes, bad others. I don't know, Mike. I don't know where you're getting this from, Mike. If you're bad shot at Zombie Hawkeye, you should be a bad shot all the time. Not a great shot until I need it.
Go ahead, Ed. Please, Ed. Go ahead.
Crazy. Listen, you know how zombies they be straight? And then they do that dip. He could have been straight. Bam, bam. And then, come on, man.
Those first two shots were straight. And then he didn't go blind. He said, like, don't you dare go for the gun. That's what he shot next to her.
When Happy got shot, it just an arrow just came out, or the thing just came out of the darkness.
Boom, right through his body. Center mass, bro. Right through his body. Yo, he got two center mass shots.
Yeah, it wasn't center mass. It was like in the shoulder or something like that.
All this is considered center mass on the human body. So
okay,
you hit him up here above chest level, center mass. You got him, babe. You nailed two people, and then you.
I felt about happy with the handgun, the blam. I thought it was pretty.
I didn't realize that Sharon had Tony's wrist blaster. Also,
she got it from Happy when he died.
Yeah, she got it from Happy. Yeah, I didn't realize she took it until later in the episode. But
they should.
They showed us it. Yeah, they did. Yeah. What about the whole Okoye with Falcon and stuff like that?
Oh, that was dope, yo. I mean, Falcon. I mean. Okay, it's whatever. Dude. I mean, it's Falcon at the same time. Go ahead.
I thought what was cool was they had a little bit of Winter Soldier in there, right?
Yeah.
The fact that she split him down the middle, I was like, oh, and then like the debris hit the ground, and then she looked at Winter Soldier and was like, oh, I know that's your friend. He was like, and then in Winter Soldier when they had to go see the counselor,
yeah.
I feel like it took it back that for me. He was like, I know he is, but I'll be all right.
Right. Yeah. I thought it was
when they hated him.
Definitely good wordplay and whatnot. And then you see Spider-Man, and he's getting the train together. And he finally he about to get eaten, and then he gets Cloaky helps him get on the train, and they show him wearing the Doctor Strange cloak. And then on the train, headed to New Jersey, quote unquote. So after on the way down there. Again, Sharon splits off by herself, and on the train we see the real live
zombie cat.
Actually, yeah, zombie cat. But let me back up for a moment. I forgot to talk about when the Avengers went to San Francisco to stop the apocalypse, and they got like really, really quick or whatever like that. Yeah. But anyway, the Zombie Cap, and then he gets Sharon real quick, and then you see the fight between Bucky and Zombie Cap. I felt about that part.
I know it's cool, but I think it was good that they made him say, Bucky was like, you've had enough, Cap, and I was like, wait, what? It was like, oh, because he just ate her, like,
right.
And so then they had
double entendre,
right?
They had a battle, but I thought. What was really cool, so you could add other stuff, right? So the way he killed or didn't kill Cap, but stopped Cap, is throwing the shield through him, but gets pinned in the doorway and cut him in half, and then Cap just falls out. I was like, bravo.
Yeah.
That's some very gory deaths. They play with how many.
Well, and they also called back of Winter Soldier catching the shield, like in the Winter Soldier movie.
Oh yeah.
And this time we threw it back to him and stuff like that. And it was a gory death. And then we see that Sharon, the Wasp, pulled the same move they pulled in the Hulk. She goes inside of him, I guess, and it gets bigger and blows up. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But when she does that,
she gets
a slit and some of the she gets some of the virus inside of her. But I guess this is not like a direct bite. It's slowly taking its form, stuff like that. Here's where the episode kind of like had the little warm moments. You see Peter talking to Hope and talking about Aunt May. He mentioned Uncle Ben for the first time in the MCU and whatnot, which was a big deal. He talks about Tony and Happy and everybody's gone, and his whole speech from his Aunt May, and then they talked we all thought about that whole part.
I mean, I thought it was good because it get to shut Dave up because he explained why he was always happy, right?
It wasn't a good explanation for me.
Why not?
It wasn't a good explanation for me. It was not a good explanation for me because
why not though?
What do you mean? Why not? It wasn't a good explanation for me. It just I didn't sit well with me. That's all. It just didn't sit well with me. I'm like BS, bro. You're not gonna be running around here making stupid little videos, laughing and giggling. Like, bro, come on. Like the world's gone. The world's gone. Everyone you know is dead. Like,
Dave, my wife just said he's never satisfied.
I am never satisfied. Never. No.
All right. No. I would talk to your wife one day. Anyway, moving forward though, they do the train stops, and they got to get past the zombies. And
20 million, yeah.
So Hope decides to use the technology. She gets big to carry them over the fence. I thought it was a dope scene. What do you thought about that part?
Let me jump in there real quick, Dave. I thought it added on to that that touching side. She was like, "Listen, at least allow me to I started this. So she blames herself, right? I was trying to find my mom so bad. I'm the one that started this. So allow me to be able to fix it, right? So she tells them, they're like, but how could we get through them? She's like, you don't gotta get through them, you just gotta get over them.
Right.
It was just cliche, the word in, and she holds them in her hands and she's stepping over the zombies. I just thought she could have like really smashed up a couple. I mean, she did smash some, she kicked some, but I guess she was hurt and changing, so they made her like real wobbly looking. I thought that was really good. Just it was real touching moment, and it was like for me, it was like, okay, if you just made them all get through those zombies, I've been a little annoyed, but they used her to try to get through there. So I'll stop there.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too. And then they do get over, and then she finally, I guess, succumbs to the virus.
Can I say one thing about that scene, yo?
Go ahead, Dave. Yeah.
And this is what I didn't get throughout the whole episode. It hit me at this scene. It hit me. I'm like, yo, you're dealing with a zombie Iron Man, zombie Cap with all their powers and all this stuff, right? So if someone is scratched and they know they're scratched and they know they're going to change, why not get her ass out of that fucking wasp suit?
But why not though? They need her.
If you get her out, you get her out of the wasp. No, but she's about to turn into a zombie. So the last thing you want to face, especially what we've seen in the previous episode, where how much a little ass mini person could do, the last thing you want to do is battle a zombie wasp.
They actually explained that. They actually explained it. When she said, you know what y'all got to do. They said, why do that now when we could be minutes away from the cure? So don't. They was holding on to the fact.
But then when she chose to go over them, she knew she wasn't going to make it through.
Yeah, but Dave, if they took the suit off of her, then how would they get over here?
Right. One person could fly over. One could use her suit and fly over. And Peter Parker, put on a wasp suit. Here you go.
Bro, it's literally tailored to her size. That's number one. Two, she's the only one who know how to use the suit. She got taught how to use it by her dad for years. And stuff.
You read
They taught Ant-Man in like a week. Come on, talking about years, bro.
It's not the same suit. Hers flies.
Ant-Man in like a week. You hit this button. You press this button to fly. You're good.
Bro, I think honestly, you're reading too much into the stuff, bro.
Seriously. Go ahead. I am. You're gonna see where we go with this. Go ahead.
Oh my god.
Anyway, she gets them over. She carries them over, puts them down inside Camp Lehigh.
Yeah, then they realize that they can't. The zombies aren't crossing the fence for some reason. So then they get to it, and actually, your boy Chris already talked about this, and he says, "How perfect was it that Vision was the only one who couldn't turn into a zombie because he was not on the menu, and the way we're still trying to protect Scarlet Witch." So they do meet Vision, and Banner's excited because he helped create Vision. So he's happy as hell to see Vision, friendly face. And then they go inside Camp Lehigh, one of the bases that was not destroyed, obviously. And then they talk to Vision. And then they see, before we get to Scarlet, we see Scott has been a head in a jar. And this whole dad joke scene and him explaining more about the zombie apocalypse. Anthony, touch on that whole scene. We thought about that, bro.
Well, first I'm going to back up. Well, not back up, but exactly where you want us to go. I thought it was like, when they showed Vision, I was like, oh, that's right. He's a damn android.
Right.
Wow. So I thought that was pretty cool. And the whole having Scott's head in the jar, I mean, that was just for comic relief, obviously.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I felt the same way. All right. Okay, we'll stop there. Dave, we thought about that part, bro. The Vision part.
If I could take a baseball bat and shatter that damn head jar, like that was so unnecessary. It was so unnecessary, yo. They didn't need that. I thought the rest of the scene was good. How it was playing out, how Vision was definitely not affected by any zombies. I still would like to know how. I mean, obviously, I'm never going to find out, but I would like to know, or I get more time at Camp Lehigh to see how he was able to contain the Scarlet Witch to begin with. But regardless, whatever, she breaks containment.
How do you feel about him? His explanation about the Mind Stone, how that kept the zombies away from there and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, definitely that. I think it was more. I don't think it was the Mind Stone though. I think it was Wanda. He may say it's the Mind Stone, but I think it was Wanda that kept them away. They were afraid of her.
Yo, Dave, why do you add everything to everything?
I know.
I don't know. I just have to. I don't know. It's like I have this thing, bro.
It's like little, Dave, I had this thing. It's like Dave. Like they tell you this, and you're like, nah, I don't think it was that. That's hilarious.
That's what you said.
All right. So regardless, I'm gonna take that back out. I'll retract my statement. It be in the Mind Stone that they're staying away because of whatever. Okay, that was fine. I was really so much with the explanation. I'm already like, okay, back to the action. Show me Wanda. Show me zombie Wanda. That's kind of
you didn't know Wanda was there. Or did you know Wanda was there already at the time? Oh, you knew. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
this was cool though, real quick, Mike. Is not only were they playing on the MCU, but this gave you. I mean, it's still MCU, but you really like when they had Wanda was the whole thing. I just kept thinking of WandaVision. Like
right,
I'm like,
me too.
They're tying in just like earlier. I thought of Falcon and Winter Soldier when they had and all that. So I think it's tying everything in together really good.
Yeah, and then we see Bucky go away by himself again. Every time somebody go by himself, you see something or whatever like that. So Bucky, Sergeant Barnes, he goes by himself, and we see T'Challa is not a zombie or dead, but we do see his leg is missing, and he warns Bucky to not awake her or bother her, and that basically she's been feeding on him this entire time. That whole reveal, how'd you guys feel about that?
That was crazy. Yeah.
Was that? I mean, that sounds like T'Challa. Yo. I was like, hold up.
That was him. That was Chadwick. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, why do you make this? Because that's his voice. Like,
that was Chadwick. Chadwick did 4 episodes before he passed to What If, so he already been in one. The second one he's been in. There's 2 more he's gonna be in actually. So
yeah, I was like, that was cool. Dude, I thought it was cool. I love horror. I love zombie stuff. And when you see Vision, you felt like, oh, cool. Vision might be the thing that get us out of this. But wait, where's Wanda? And then just to think like, oh wait, the ultimate evil is Wanda, pretty much. And I'm like, oh, and then you really see. I mean, she was powerful in the MCU, but you see how powerful she was recently from WandaVision. So you're like, oh man, this can't get any worse. What are they gonna do? So I had that sense of like, oh, it's over now. I loved it.
Chris must have not saw the last scene of the episode.
So then so we see Wanda does what Vision explains herself. Okoye is about to like chop him up because she's all mad or what Okoye don't play, and then Wanda finally comes out. She kills Kurt right away, obviously, and then they all try to run away, and then Vision has like a face turn once again and decides what he did was wrong. He gonna try to help him, and he destroys the building to kind of bury her for a second, but then he pulls out a stone so they can use the stone, I guess, to get rid of the zombies and whatever. So we thought about that whole part.
That was dope. I know basically settling a building down on Wanda wasn't going to stop her, obviously. Him tearing the Mind Stone out of his head was a little bit of a shocker. I was just kind of with the mindset like, why not go with him?
Yep.
Just go with the group and bring the Mind Stone with you. But regardless, he chose to do that. I guess that was his penance. They were showing him he was taking his penance for doing all this. It was a pretty dope scene, yo. Set up a final battle very nicely. Because it basically took the most powerful player right off the board immediately. They get to Vision, who's literally like your all-star hitter, and he just goes ahead and just takes himself out the game. Like, so it just threw that sense of doom right back onto the episode again, which I like.
Yeah, I was bothered by that. I was like, really? Because I thought when he was just gonna go back and try to like hold her down and like, oh, I love her so much, I want to try to control her. But I was like, oh, you killed her. The dynamics of it was just good though, because I think what Dave is saying, you're setting up a scene where, oh wait, you were happy that you had Vision, that maybe we could make things happen now. You get
All right, so then they're running to the quad jet, they said, which is the early version of the Quinjet, in case you guys didn't know or whatever. And Can't Be High. It's actually the same jet that they had in Captain Marvel. So they run into the quad jet, and Wanda gets out, of course. And first, when she gets out, Bucky says, "I'll stay for a minute to try to stop her." I don't know what he was going to do. All he got is a shield versus Wanda, honestly. But he shoots his gun, which is just I want the people to stop wasting bullets on people who it's not going to affect. Because no point at all. Whatever. But he shoots these regular bullets at her. She's like mourning Vision, like, all right, whatever. Stop me with these bullets like that. But he blocks them with the shield, of course.
And then shoot them back at him.
Right, he blocked them with the shit. But I mean, the way she did it wasn't even like she was paying attention. She was just like, whatever. All right, these bullets, like, whatever. Like, she's just so powerful. And then she, like, throws Bucky. Is Bucky alive or no? What y'all think at that point?
No, I think he was dead. He got left behind, right?
Well, she threw him far, but I don't know. What y'all think? He alive or dead?
He landed in a group full of zombies that they couldn't get through prior, so most likely he's dead. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Most likely he's dead.
What do you think, Ant?
I think he's alive. He got the arm, man. I think he probably got through really far. I don't know if he landed on zombies, in the field of zombies.
They didn't really show it, yeah.
He's so tactical that he's probably going to run, climb on something high, fight him off with his metal arm.
All right. Well, anyway, then we see they're still running away, and we think Bruce might be bit, but no, the Hulk's arm pops up, and again, impenetrable skin and stuff like that. And Anthony's happy as hell just for it and whatnot. But then, the cheesiest line in the whole show was when Spider-Man, I can't lose anyone else, and then Bruce says, "Well, avenge us," and gives him the stone, and then you see Bruce run through the zombies as Bruce, and then pop up as the Hulk, and they have a fight with Wanda. Go ahead, Ant. Go nuts. I know you love this whole part, bro.
Bro, because think about it. When's the last time we seen Hulk actually fight? Right?
Yeah.
Besides, if you want to say an end game where they showed the Hulk from Avengers, right?
Right.
Cars or whatever, right?
Right.
So you give me a chance to see my man's. And at first I was like, well, if Hulk can't really die, well, he can, but he can't, right? So what will happen if a zombie gets him, right? Or then Bruce, but it reminded me of the whole gun thing. He tried to shoot himself, and then he spit the bullet, right? He automatically. So he runs in, and first let's back up a little bit. The zombie trying to bite him, and I'm like, oh my God, he got bit. I realized Hulk, his hand turns to the Hulk hand and smacks the zombie back. The Hulk is like, I don't want to be involved. But still this is my host. So anyway, he changed to the Hulk, and I was just like, let's go. And then you already know, I was super excited. And to see him just run down on those zombies, and he's running up to Wanda.
Dave, what you thought about the Hulk part?
I would have been right there with Ant, man. Growing up, Hulk was always like my favorite character. I don't know why. But seeing him, I knew it was gonna happen. Like when he was like, "Here, take this. I'm going out there." I was like, "Yeah, man, let me get the Hulk with Scarlett. He's gonna break that bitch in half." And he went out there and he did not disappoint. Of course, they use the old trope of everybody piled on top so I can throw everybody off. Like you've seen that in a dozen movies already. The hero gets swarmed and then. So I thought that was dope. It got my heart racing. Like, oh boy, Hulk gonna tear some crap up now. Because think about it, you want to see Hulk in a zombie environment. You want to see Hulk surrounded by people that he can smash.
Right.
So what better environment for him? Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was great. Dave, the battle with Wanda, I didn't like the fact that they left the battle with Wanda unfinished. Like, who won? I say Hulk because we didn't see the end, so I'm just.
I was afraid though, Dave. I thought they was gonna pull some nonsense and make when Bruce ran into the zombies, Hulk don't come out and then
exactly. He got killed. Yeah, I didn't think that for a second. They weren't gonna waste the fact that he could kill everything in sight. I'm sure they could kill everything in sight to get away with it.
Yeah, they better not do me dirty, man. But
yeah, they didn't. They definitely stepped up to the plate on it.
Yeah, they definitely made sense with his impenetrable skin that they can't bite him, so they can't turn him and whatnot. I thought that was just very smart and clever. And then we finally see Spider-Man, the head version of Scott and T'Challa going towards Wakanda. And then to Dave's point, you see the Wasp pop up as a zombie Wasp at this point, and they're trying to get past.
And then make the most comedic thing of all time, when she threw the zombie at the plane.
Yeah,
he's like, dude, I rewound that like 5 times. It's something.
Chris wanted to see Zombie Hulk. Did you guys want to see that or no?
No, definitely not, bro. I want to see. If it was gonna be a zombie Hulk, it better be him killing the witch. That's all I want to know. Like that's all I want to see, yo.
If they made a zombie Hulk, it would remind me of when they turned the dragon on Game of Thrones to the ice dragon. It was like, oh man, it would have gave me that feeling. It's over now.
One more question though, right? And here's the funny thing I couldn't understand. It kind of bugged me too after the episode, even though I loved the episode. It bugged me after. Zombie Wasp gets up, she grabs the plane, right? Like a la Ant-Man in Civil War. She grabs the plane like he grabbed Rhodey. Can she fly?
Yeah.
Why don't she just fly after? Why don't she just fly after him? She gonna throw a zombie and just stay there, like she's grounded. She can fly. Her suit can fly.
But can she fly as a giant though?
Yeah,
Iron Man could. I mean, as a giant, yeah, her wings are gonna get big. So as long as you have the fucking wings.
How do you know this though? That's what I'm saying.
It's aerodynamics. It's aerodynamics, bro. It's a helicopter.
What?
It's
how do you know?
The larger the wings, the larger the copter. How do you think they lift like other copters? And how do you think they
First of all, two things. One, they already established that when they're giant, it takes too much out of them. They can't stay giant for a long period of time. They established in the Ant-Man movies and whatnot.
Why? What would happen? They die?
She wouldn't have got far anyway.
She was already dead.
She wouldn't have got far.
She was already dead. She was already dead. What are you talking about?
They get unconscious.
Yeah.
She just jumped up.
She's dead. You ever seen a zombie get knocked out?
I don't think the suit lasts for that long when they're giant, honestly. But secondly, how do you know when a giant suit becomes giant, the wings still work? I think it's a mechanism where they don't work the same at that point.
And I want to say real quick, I agree with Chris though. I think Wanda would.
You think Wanda will beat the Hulk?
Look, in my heart of hearts, I know Hulk can't beat Wanda, but I'm a Hulk fan, so I kind of want him to kick Wanda ass.
Hulk is a Marvel character, but after seeing so much stuff with Wanda, and
she's untouchable. She really in the comics and in the MCU, she really is untouchable.
No, I don't know. She'll get ripped by.
She's untouchable, bro. Yo, you know how like in Loki, he said every universe had its own Kang and shit like that. There's only one Wanda.
I will say this: people did think when they first brought in the MCU, her powers were extremely downplayed.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, of course.
Now they're bringing out the real Wanda.
You couldn't put her on the battlefield there because all she had to do was just literally wave her hand. Every robot dies or turns into bubbles. Or
she was the only person that put fear in Thanos. Like you seen, like he was like, "What?"
Yeah, exactly.
Gave him that look.
Yeah. So anyway, they do get a chance to leave, and it seems like T'Challa gives his speech about his country, and when you die, he's not actually dead, which is a good like double entendre because of the show and because Chadwick is actually dead. So it kind of works for both situations. And then they go to get to Wakanda, and there's already zombies there and zombie Thanos, and that's how the show ends. How y'all feel about the ending there?
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't think Chris saw that scene that Thanos was already in Wakanda with 5 of the stores, waiting for that 6th one to come to him. I don't know what zombie Thanos is gonna do. Is he gonna try to make more brains now, or destroy half the zombies so that the other half could eat more brains? Or I don't know what. Again, with their motivations now, I don't know what it is. Zombie Thanos is looking for a gemstone for what?
I'll say this. I think what's cool about the show, what Mike touched on earlier, is it just ends, right? You're never going to see what happens. I would love to see, like, obviously, like, dude, talk about the best ending you could make, right? We know it's no continuation. So what's the last thing you want to see? So think about it. It was real compelling to have Loki take over the world. It was real compelling to have Doctor Strange just be stuck. That's kind of what he get. So how cool is it? You got the Hulk in there. You got a zombie, Wanda, you got zombie this, zombie that, bro. It ends off with a zombie Thanos. You know you're not getting nothing else. But how
in Wakanda, he's waiting for them in a place where they think a cure is.
Man, I feel like honestly, that put the bow on it for me. My favorite What If episode.
The zombie thing, yeah. I don't think his motivation is the question. It's just to see him with stones and a zombie that makes the fear, at that time, whatever. Like what will he do now? What can he do as a person who's already a zombie and about to get stones? And he's already in Wakanda. Okoye is gone. T'Challa got one leg. Ant-Man's only a head. Spider-Man was the only person that got powers. I mean, I guess they got their Wakanda weapons, but what are they gonna really do at that point?
So I just thought, I didn't look deep into it. I just thought it was the perfect way to end that. Oh, that's all. It was just like
cliffhanger.
You couldn't. I don't think you could have ended that episode better than showing a zombie Thanos with 5 stones. Like I was like,
he was waiting on the Mind Stone. That's what he was waiting on. Yeah, they were bringing him the last one.
Basically, yeah, he was bringing them, to him or whatnot. I think they're all cliffhangers, though. Really, I think the they're all like what if, and then they're kind of like.
Well, the first one wasn't. The first one wasn't so much a cliffhanger.
It was because it showed Captain Carter come out in this time
70 years later. 70 years later, but there was no threat to fight. That portal that she came through, that was the portal Loki was supposed to come through. When it said it's her, so there's no threat. She comes out to no threat.
No, it's a cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger for her though, because she's like, "Yo, how did I get here? What the hell's going on? What happened?"
Well, yeah.
There's no
what was the cliffhanger? What was the cliffhanger in the second one?
What was the second one about again?
T'Challa.
T'Challa.
Yeah. Oh. It was the what's called father came. Star-Lord's father came.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
And so it's always a cliffhanger to end some kind of way. And that's kind of the only way we didn't have them. Yeah. So anyway, let's go back now. Let's start each one, and then we'll see where we're at as a whole. So episode 3, 1 to 10. What do you give it, Dave?
Give that one. Give it like an 8, 8.5.
Anthony.
Man, I'm trying to see if I like that one, like the Doctor Strange one. I don't even know. They might just gonna have to both be. They're gonna both be. I don't want to do halves. And they were good though. I don't know if I'm gonna give them an 8 or a 9. I'm gonna give them both an 8. I'm gonna give that one an 8. Sorry.
Okay.
Did you break a half, Cherry, last week though? Didn't you give 7.5 point?
That was really
good.
He did give a half point for Shang-Chi, and I'm gonna give this one an 8 as well. I do halves. I'm gonna give it an 8 as well for the one with Hank Pym as Yellow Jacket at the end. So then the next one, Doctor Strange one, 1 through 10. What do you give it, Dave?
That was a 9, solid 9, bro. I mean, as far as the darkness level, as far as how dark they went, again, even the most perfect movie's gonna have its couple little things, but I give that one a 9 because they went so dark. They had the villain win, and more importantly, the Watcher finally spoke and finally is starting to get involved. I think we're going to see that a little bit more going later on into the episodes.
Cool. And Chris, you can also rate with us. What do you give Doctor Strange episode? He gave the other one a 7. And
he gave the first one a 7?
Yeah. Okay. And what do you give Doctor Strange one?
A 9.
He was 9 as well. Okay, gotcha. See, and I'm opposite. I'm giving it a 7 on that one. It to me, I know it was dark, but it lacked a lot of action for me. I like more action. Even a what?
8.
8 for Doctor Strange one. Okay, gotcha. Oh, Chris said 9. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. And then the last one he said was an 8 for the zombie episode. What do you give it, Dave?
9. It wasn't 8. It wasn't 8 until she do it at the damn plane. He got a whole point for that. I like to watch that shit. Watch it again, yo. Yo. Well, she did at the plane, but it was a solid 9 because they moved the story along fast. It wasn't a lot of bogged down exposition. They literally, once they found out they needed a cure, they got to the train station, got to Camp Lehigh, and it was action, and almost non-stop in between. Like they were getting attacked on their way there. So definite 9 for that one, yo. I hope they keep that same energy for the next one.
And Ant?
I'm gonna give it a 9 also. I would love to give it a 10. I think if they had a better introduction of the virus, and if they had Thor, like if they just gave you every character, and because I thought the zombie thing was awesome. I thought them using so many characters was awesome. The Hulk got a spot. I thought it was cool when you found out Vision was in it, but he couldn't get turned, and then Wanda was in it, and he's hiding her. I just like all they had to do for me is probably add Thor and have a better introduction of the virus.
Well, I was thinking about the Thor angle.
Me too.
If they're going along with the MCU, This would have been right around the events of Age of Ultron, a little after.
It's Infinity War.
No,
it's Infinity War.
So, yes, he should have been there then. Then never mind. Yeah, he should have been there.
No, he shouldn't have, because remember, Hulk left Thor in space.
Yeah, he was in Ragnarok. No, Thor was. When was Ragnarok taking place?
No. Remember, the episode shows where Hulk was sent from Thor's ship to the Sanctum Sanctorum.
I got you. So what happened? He killed Thor on the ship? Thanos?
No, remember Infinity War? The ship blew up, but Thor didn't die. He landed on the He landed with the Guardians, stuff like that. Yeah, it's the same Infinity War. So that's where he's at. He will be with the Guardians, Thor.
I got you.
So looking at an episode.
But Thanos only went to Wakanda
at the end.
Got you.
Infinity War. Right. So they're assuming that he already got Gamora, went and got the other stones, and then went to Wakanda. Remember Thor's journey.
They need to make a what if on that.
Remember Thor's journey in Infinity War was to go get the Stormbreaker. So most of Infinity War he spent doing that with Rocket. So everybody had no idea about the zombie stuff going on. So that makes sense. However, I wonder could Asgardian get turned to a zombie? That's another question anyway, right? So that would be a question. But for me, I'm going to give it a 9 as well. I think it was just a great episode, phenomenal action comedy. Again, 35-minute episode felt like a whole movie, and I was super satisfied at the end. So I'm excited about it. They're getting better and better each week. We got it's been 9, so we got it's 9, so we got 4 left. So we can do it again in 2 weeks for the next 2, stuff like that. So overall I'm pleased right now. How about you guys?
Yeah, I want to ask you guys this. This was my favorite episode. So I was gonna ask you guys, was it your favorite episode?
Definitely, 100%.
Dave's thinking.
Yeah. I am thinking because the Doctor Strange one was really, really good. I think it has more MCU implications, but if I had to go back and watch one episode over again, the zombies one would be it for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, that's wait. Let me just give a shout out to Chris, who also left the last message. Good show, guys. Again, I hope this show blows up. You guys deserve it.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, man.
Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Mr. Urban World. Shout out to Matt, who was also in the chat with us, and we appreciate that. Dave, if you know anybody who ever wants to watch this with us, definitely always give them the link as well. And always, appreciate you coming on, Dave.
Anytime, brother. Anytime, man.
And go right ahead, bro.
I was about to say, Chris, we're also trying to come up with a name for us. So if you guys are watching the show and you want to pitch some names to us, let us know. We're still working on that. We want a name for this show.
Did you want my name, Bob? The last one I gave you, Mike?
Review Crew. I told him about it. He had his thoughts. Go ahead. Tell him what you thought about that.
I thought it was good, but I thought it was pretty basic. I want it to be like catchy. I want us to get something that Review Crew is cool, but it's like you can review anything. I want somehow it to have that like punch. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we just need to throw Josh some money so we can use mental theory.
We do, right? Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, for Big Mike and Little Ant in our show, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. I'm Big Mike.
I'm Little Ant. Out.
Later. Good show, fellas. Good show.